John Phillips is always doing something charitable. If you don't know a lot about his law firm, he'd prefer to change that. That's why he's encouraging people to like his Facebook page. For each new like, he gives $1 to a charity. A couple of weeks ago, it was the Wounded Warrior Project. Right now, it's Blessings in a Backpack, a charity that feeds hungry children. He's raising hundreds for local charities, and he's willing to give more.
My name is John Phillips, and we're sitting here at my desk. Thank you sincerely for coming to KnowTheLawyer.com. Thank you also for taking a couple of minutes out of your day to watch this video. The purpose of this video is to introduce you to the law offices of John and Phillips, to me, but it's also to explain to you the process of choosing a lawyer and the process of what a lawyer does to take your case from the time you got into an accident or were involved in an incident to the point where it is resolved in your favor.
Local attorney John Phillips is back with us again. Thank you so much again for coming in.
My pleasure.
He was with us when the verdict came down, and this morning he's going to be blogging so you can be involved with the process. So John, tell me a little bit about what you're looking for as far as comments from folks and questions.
Just anything with a question mark. We're going through. There was a gentleman, Craig, from the UK that asked about the system and why Americans won't get over this. And I've explained this was a very polarizing case. It's something that people have been attached to for years, and people aren't going to get over it that soon.
And I think one of the biggest things is people want to know what's going on as it's happening inside the courtroom, especially people that aren't really familiar with the legal procedures. You're going to be able to answer that for them as well.
Absolutely. Any legal questions? We've had some about what's the difference between capital murder and murder two and all of that, and we're going to try our best to give them the best answers possible.
All right, well, let's pop some information up on the screen so you guys know how to reach Attorney John Phillips. Again, he is able to answer your questions this morning.
Are all lawyers the same? No, not hardly, as you could imagine. Like any profession, there's lawyers that are a little lazier than others, and there are lawyers that just simply aren't as good. There's an organization called Martindale that has been rating lawyers since the 1800s. They rated my grandfather before me and my great-grandfather before him. They have a scale of A to C, basically, or 1 to 5, that lawyers and judges can rate other lawyers. I happen to have my plaque right here from the wall, and it says, AV preeminent, highest possible rating in both legal ability and ethical standards, reflecting the confidential opinions of the members of the bar and judiciary. It's as high as you can get. It's an honor, and I appreciate my fellow lawyers rating me that high. It's because I've done this over 10 years and have been licensed in 3 states. It's because I'm a 2-time Florida super lawyer. It's because I'm 10 out of 10 on avo.com, and it's because I work hard, and I work hard ethically to fight for you. It's about representing one person, one problem at a time.
What legal outcome would you like to see?
First of all, thanks for having the family. This is a very amazing and remarkable family, and I'm honored to represent them. There's accountability issues, civil, traffic. If you and I had been in an incident like this, we certainly would have been charged. There's going to be a lawsuit that results. The issue here is anytime a county entity is involved, there are a lot of hurdles, and a county or any government entity should be just as accountable as you and I, but there's a lawsuit pending.
The most important thing here is that you survived this and you're doing well, and we wish you continued success with your recovery.
Well, thank you.
Good for you, Aaron.
I take the disputes that can't be otherwise resolved, and I take them in front of a jury of 6 or 12 of your peers. Generally a jury of 6 of your peers, 6 people that have driver's licenses in the county that's going to decide in this court system how to resolve disputes. And I advocate for you zealously. Money, you've heard from some of my clients during, the past couple of months, and money will never solve your problems. If you've been injured, we settled a 7-figure case last week, $1 million case, and those are the ones that we would like to resolve through negotiation. And we did. And 45 days after the accident or so, we had it resolved. There's a great quote by Abraham Lincoln. Not to get all nerdy on you guys, but Abraham Lincoln said to discourage litigation. Persuade your neighbors to compromise whenever you can. As a peacemaker, the lawyer has superior opportunity of being a good man. And it fits my practice because, I want to be can resolve it. If not, I'm going to get you every penny and then some.
Anytime you compile concussions, you could have what Ashika has right now, and that's fighting death. Hopefully, Ashika wakes up tomorrow and lives a normal life. But it's an education to us all. You've been in an accident, someone has injured you or wronged you. Now what? That's the other question that I commonly get. What do I expect? What is going to happen? Well, if you can recover money damages, there's a process to recover those damages. You have to show an insurance carrier that you're entitled to those damages, and they base it on what's happened, what you're out of financially, and whether you have a permanent injury in the state of Florida.
John Phillips, who operates his own law firm here in Jacksonville, says Anthony will likely not be able to leave the state of Florida.
It's very awkward for a juror to come out, and because they were one of a selected citizen, now they're public figures, and their decisions, their group think is criticized, and that's tough. So me and my team, we get to know you, and we get to know your problem. The first step in any case where my client has been personally injured, whether it be a broken bone or a lost arm, they've been rear-ended by a motor vehicle, or they've fallen, is to make sure that they get the best medical attention they can. Because that's most important, is your health. And so the most important thing is to act quickly to get you to the doctors you need to see and to get reports from them to provide the insurance carrier or the business paying for your damages to make sure that you're being compensated for your loss of work, for your pain and suffering, and for your medical bills, both past and future, and any other damages you're entitled to. In every case, doesn't matter whether it's civil or criminal, you're going to see a battle of experts. One expert's going to say one thing, one expert's going to say the other. And in the criminal context, it's all about reasonable doubt. In the civil, it's kind of the greater weight of the evidence. But in this one, you're going to have two people saying the same thing, and the jury has to look at credentials and all of that. So it wasn't so much of a bombshell. You knew their expert was going to come with some theory that Michael Jackson caused his own death. Well, that sounds nice, John, but what's it going to cost me? That's the next question that I usually get. Whether in Florida, Georgia, or Alabama, whether a personal injury case or a business versus business or you versus a business, the law allows me to collect what's called a contingency fee. If I don't collect, I don't recover anything. Not fees, not costs. That's what my agreement with you says. If I recover money, I get anywhere from 25 to 33%. Some firms in town charge as much as 40%. We don't charge that much in any case. It's your money, and you should keep most of it. Once again, my name is John Phillips, and I thank you for your time and the time you spent on knowthelawyer.com. This website has a lot of information on it, so feel free to look around. Also, I have a radio show called Sports in Courts. It's a lot of fun, and there are past episodes on the Sports in Courts podcast. If you need anything at all, email me at help@knowthelawyer.com. Call my cell phone at 904-614-9317. And look, we kept it simple. I don't have a production team. I don't have any of that because truth is, you're paying for all that fancy advertising. $10 million approximately are spent in Jacksonville alone, and that's at your cost.
John, you said kind of tongue-in-cheek, but I think you're right on. TMZ is going to have a camera on her. I mean, she has a reputation for being a party girl, for dating a lot of different people, for not exercising the best judgment. And there's going to be cameras out there, reporters out there. We live in a tabloid society. People who are looking for her to make some sort of a misstep.
Absolutely, and the general public is going to be out there looking. They're going to the cell phone picture alone of her holding any alcoholic beverage in the world for the next week is worth, several thousand to tens of thousands of dollars. And this is the world of media where we can take pictures and do whatever in an instant. And she is as hot of a name as anybody in the country right now. My question would, if I were the state, is where did I go wrong? What was that link that I didn't make? Did you need DNA or fingerprints? Because
This was one of the best circumstantial cases I've ever seen.
Do some research when trying to pick a lawyer, because the last thing you want, the very last thing you want, is to be a victim again. You've already been victim of somebody else's negligence. You may be the victim of additional medical care that you didn't expect. The last thing you need is for a lawyer to treat you unfairly or not give you the respect that you're very due. Well, thank you again for your time. My name is John Phillips, and I'm here for you if ever I can help. Thank you.